man, I gotta tell you, it's cool that we get to watch this since John Takeuchi did just get sponsored. He just got picked up by a team, a really strong team at that with Liquid. But I gotta tell you, I'm gonna miss him in the red, white, and blue. You know, I'm gonna miss him in the red, white, and blue hoodie. He was representing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm sad about. That's what I'm for sure sad about. I gotta say, I'm sad that he will no longer be repping the red, white, and blue hoodie. But yeah, to celebrate John Takeuchi's getting picked up by hey, shut up, Sajam. There we go. To celebrate John Takeuchi getting picked up by Team Liquid, we'll watch him losing to Infiltration in grand finals of EVO Japan.
But now facing perhaps his greatest test as he enters the grand finals. The crowd is feeling it. Evolution 2018 here in Tokyo, Akihabara.
Can't believe it's here. It's such a strange.
And you know, the cool thing, I think, sort of, check how many times Infiltration lands EXDP on Wake Up. It's a ton. The cool thing about this set, sort of, is it shows kind of why we talked about, you know, today there was the announcement that Liquid picked up John Takeuchi as well as Nemo, right? And I think this is the cool part about this is that it really shows kind of what kind of a player John Takeuchi is down here, but also what kind of a player Infiltration is, right? And Infiltration is someone who is more experienced, who's been in these kind of situations before, kind of like Nemo is. So we talked about John as someone who has high potential, but is very young, right? He needs a lot of time to sort of grow up. Oh, did I catch the fly? I did catch the fly, but then it's still alive. Fuck. Damn, that was good. So yeah, John Takeuchi is someone who still needs time to kind of nurture his abilities and kind of level up as a player and be used to experiences like this, right? Where you are in the grand finals of an event as big as EVO Japan, and you sort of have to try to compete against a player like Infiltration who knows how to come back and win in a situation like this. It wasn't murder. I let go of the fly. It's still flying around. I caught it in my palm, and I didn't crush it, you know? You guys have no finesse. That's the problem with you guys, you know? You guys are barbarians. Anyway, this set really shows, I think, the experience of Infiltration and why I think it's important that Liquid, when they pick up a guy like John Takeuchi, they also have someone like Nemo who's experienced and kind of familiar with a situation like this. He's very similar in that sense, right? And Infiltration, if you think about him, he has basically some of the best results you can have for a Street Fighter player, right? He started competing in Street Fighter in 2009, and he has like, I don't even know, 5, 6 EVO finals now or something like that. And 3 EVO titles, right? He has Street Fighter 4 EVO he won in the year 2012. He has Cross Tekken EVO that he won. And he has now Street Fighter 5 twice. So it's 4 EVOs? Yeah. Street Fighter 5 twice. New combo, actually. Shows off the strength of, what's it called? The new V-trigger for Rashid, right? Previously, he would just get the tornado here, but now he can get like a regular combo to sweep. He throws the V-trigger enhanced projectile. This tornado is so good, by the way. You can roll in from full screen and just combo off it.
Well, and I mean, part of what it's okay. Oh
no. EX Eagle Spike, yeah, clean uppercut. And there it is. It is a simple chain, right? Low light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. 5 evos if you count the SFXT 2v2, yeah.
Sort of a little psychic pace switch trying to throw you off your game, but John just read it as an opportunity to roll right in.
That was a good try on down medium punch anti-air. He can't sweep there. You notice that? That's one thing that you have to think about now, what's it called? In this scenario. He used to be able to sweep, take the knockdown, get pressure, but now he just follows up with a second crouching heavy punch, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's not as good as it used to be, right? He's doing a lot of buffers on that. Take the offense, yeah.
And as a character, as a counter character, it's certainly way less bad, but it's not a strong matchup.
He could have, I don't know if that's matchup unfamiliarity or just unexpected, but he could have interrupted this, right? You can sort of, yeah, you can whip punish this right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not like it's great. It's just not as bad. Yeah, not worse.
Not worse. That's a great way to be.
Overhead block punish. That's one of the things about Rashid. He has good punishes for overhead. His crouching medium kick almost always reaches. Wake up low light kick. Low light kick's a good idea because it beats a couple of things, right? So if somebody is blocking a reversal on your wake up, right? Like if somebody thinks, let's say you're John here, and you assume that there will be a wake up uppercut, Well, he actually didn't. He tried to walk up and he missed time to throw. If you assume there will be a wake-up uppercut, crouching light kick will beat somebody walking back to bait your uppercut. It also beats someone walking back to throw bait, right, to shimmy.
Wake-up buttons again. Infiltration's willing to do it.
Nah, Infiltration played Minot and then lost to John Takeuchi in winner side with Minot, so he goes to jury here. A better choice. Yeah, see that? He can punish the overhead from super far away. Counter hit. He could have got a bigger combo, but not bad. Got him. And that's the strength of this new V-trigger. New V-trigger allows him to reaction to a projectile. Eagle spike, right? Get off the ground and then cancel CA. That's the nice thing about the new V-trigger, right? Activation gives you time to set to reaction to stuff like that. Like if Ryu throws a fireball, you V-trigger and you can EX Eagle spike it or something, right?
It feels very rare that he gets kind of tricked into bad defense and reactable scenarios, right? Kind of offense that he can't see. You know, everybody.
Yeah, you make him guess, right? Then everyone looks the same.
He looked to throw bait.
Everybody's mortal at that point, but when it comes
Dash
to
in. So this is kind of Infiltration style, right? When he does something like this, where he goes back to this range, backdash, you have to guess, is Infiltration going to, this is what makes him scary, is he going to dash back forward? Is he going to store his fireball right here? Right? He can do a fireball store. He can jump in at you. He can backdash again and then store fireball. He can fight in the mid-range with a button. Like, he's so confusing after this, right? He whiffs the jab and then boom, immediate dash in. He's hard to like kind of figure out. His movement is so unpredictable.
Takeuchi's in such a great position here, just waiting outside of Jury's effective range, not letting her store fireballs easily.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent about finding a way to snipe out the fireball charge.
Yeah, throw bait. He didn't actually see him stand up. That was kind of tough to see. Runs up. Yeah, you have to sweep, I think, and to activate with V-trigger too. It's really good.
Didn't cancel in a CA. That's a big opportunity for Infiltration. He was getting close in meter.
That new man, that fireball is so good. Look at it. He just gets in. He's full screen away. He just kicks win, and he's in. Right? You just roll in, or he didn't even roll in. Actually, he just ran up. Still got the mixer. That new fireball is very strong.
You got to be careful about those whirlwind block strings now that Infiltration has CA on deck. He just aids the jump in.
Dead as hell. I wonder if he tried to walk under or miss his uppercut or something. I'm not sure.
What a time to jump. How long did he wait in that exact range? Just letting
Man, Takeuchi without the red, white, and blue anymore, I'm sad. Johnny Depp back there taking pictures.
He thought a walk under would happen. He missed an uppercut. He was just, yeah, it seemed like he was surprised. And Infiltration.
Look at Johnny Depp back there. I don't know who that guy is, but I see him at a lot of events.
He had all kinds of meter to work with. He was looking fine.
That was a good buffer.
Early dash in from Infiltration. Plus frames on that crouching medium punch. And
He has to do.
But man, early dash in.
This is +1 crouching medium punch from Rashid. Against 4-frame characters, you can really abuse people with this button, right? But against like a character like Jury, you have to use your standing light kick because it's 3 frames to frame trap them. So yeah, the pressure is a little worse.
And it was something I feel he really needed to establish this character, especially if he's going to come back from the 2-set.
Infiltration backdash, release the fireball, use a button, backdash. He's so tough to figure out, right?
He needed to tell himself, well, he's off to a great start here in round 1.
Store the V skill. Dash forward this time.
But it's not just putting together
Backdash. And then he just runs, right? It's such an unpredictable style.
the consistency that's been missing.
The rolling, he's in there already. Infiltration hasn't busted out an uppercut yet. He's been going to them pretty often.
Look to throw bait. That was good defense. And V reversal on the heavy kick. Nice air to air.
Takeuchi doesn't block the
And this is where Infiltration is so hard, I feel like, to beat. When he has this closeout potential right here, he's so unpredictable.
Infiltration doesn't want to commit, just jumps right out of the
The minute he jumped into a range where he can get it clean over him and make the heavy mixer, like, kind of hard to do.
walking all the way in. He has to respect that fireball. Got him with the mixer.
Wow, he's cornered already.
has the space that he wants.
Really, he's fishing for a
No
crouch.
heavy mixer.
Try the heavy mixer. Didn't want to risk a trade to die, so Infiltration.
That's such a... Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard to... Infiltration always jumps out of the corner, but it just seems like he's hard to figure out when he's going to do it. Yeah, he buffered that like 3 times. If you're Takeuchi, I think you have to be kind of mindful of this, right? He goes down strong, He's clearly trying to do down medium punch, pinwheel, or flip kick into CA. So yeah, 4 dash there.
Well, the buffer him spends it earlier.
Caught him running in. And that's one thing that Infiltration does a lot, because people will run in against him, right? It's something that they're always looking to do. Run in against him, so he backs up, and then, yeah, he sticks out those stop sign buttons, a standing medium kick.
But again, John not looking rattled. Holding his ground.
Yeah, Heavy Mixer can trade, crushed him. He's got a dive kick set up.
See the setup again, the dive kick.
Good blocks.
There it is, a challenge on the roll. Takeuchi thought it was going to be something else.
I'm actually surprised that V reversal was in range.
Infiltration's playing is so much better for him.
Yeah, he's turning down in a lot of ways.
A little
He
with punish.
recognized that Takeuchi is waiting, so maybe Infiltration should do some of the same.
This time Infiltration dashes forward. It's so interesting his playstyle, right? When he walks back to right here, you never know what he's gonna do. You never know if he's gonna snap out heavy kick, which hits like that, right? You never know if he's gonna shoot the low fireball, which like just slides across the screen. It goes a little farther in this version. He can dash forward. He can jump forward. He could backdash again, and then he could store another fireball. It's like he has so many good options.
Fourth matching each other's pace.
Early V reversal again, I like it a lot. Just creating distance for himself.
Yeah, he walks back, and then when you dash to try to get in, he interrupts with buttons, or he counterpokes and wake up again.
Answered again.
He's so scrambly and so fast that it's really hard to deal with.
So many times because he established the uppercuts, and I feel like not even in this set, the last
No,
set.
previously, yeah, that's right.
Carrying on from one set to the other, Takeuchi says, well, he's willing to take those risks, so I will kind of respect it a little bit. And because of that, Infiltration getting away with buttons and jumps on wake up.
That's the kind of space these things open. Leave the mark.
Yeah, I don't know how Seth feels about Street Fighter V. He might not like Street Fighter. He doesn't probably love Street Fighter V, I'd imagine. Given that you don't see him around as much anymore, but I think he probably loves Street Fighter. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of people who are like that. They don't love Street Fighter V, but they love Street Fighter, so you still see them.
It's a little bit tricky to do that against Jury in a lot of ways, especially
Seth and I talked about, I think that's one of those jump normals that pulls you farther forward, right? The jump forward strong. I think this pulls your character further forward to make it tough so that he can't side switch on you.
Yeah, he's so tough to predict.
Jury got a little buff. She's not super strong. I think she's just like pretty good. She's not super good. She's just pretty good.
With the same sort of style, Infiltration matched in game 2, but we'll see if was that just sort of a fluke.
You just can't understand that. Well, some people didn't like Street Fighter 4 and some people did, right? I like Street Fighter 4 a lot, and a lot of people didn't like it. At the end of that game, a lot of people were talking shit on it, and I would be like, man, Street Fighter 4 is so sick. And now it's like, it's the same old story, right? Wake up, low, medium kick. Take that V skill charge. Her dash is so fast when she's in V trigger, right?
Fast normals and low
The
fireball.
rolling in activation.
No, we didn't get his combo.
He rolls in, Infiltration takes the cancel.
Steals it. Will it be enough? Wow.
He gets the kill.
That's a big drop. Yeah, I think that kind of a face is what you can expect from someone who's less experienced in this kind of situation, right?
It is a bad grimace, but it's a great test of a young player, so that's what I'm excited to see if he can recover here.
Yeah, we know Infiltration has what it takes to win a bracket from the loser side like this.
Seth and I were talking a lot about Guilty Gear during the finals because it was right before Street Fighter. We were just sort of sitting there talking, and him and I were talking about Nage's Faust, and he was talking about how he likes Guilty Gear, and we were just having a conversation about that game. He is very interesting because when I think about, since this round is a bit of a wash, when I think about fighting games and I think about commentary, this commentary with Seth was very interesting to me because it was unlike any other commentary that I've done before. It was like unusual, like both of our blocks of commentary were unusual in what normal commentary sounds like, right? Because most of the time when I do commentary with someone, like it's like there's someone who's analytical about the game like I am, and then there's someone who is sort of excitable, is like a hype man, has interesting play-by-play or something like that, right? Sometimes you get two people who are hyped, sometimes you get two people who are analytical. But this is the first time I had another person with me who was analytical, but not in the same like kind of normal style. Like Seth is analytical, but not about the game, but more about players and habits and the psychology of players and sort of a deeper understanding of what fighting games are, right? And I thought it was really interesting to have a commentary block where one of us is analytical. Both of us are analytical, but about two different things, right? Me more about the game and the mechanics of the game, the numbers, and him about like sort of player tendencies and habits and feelings and thoughts and how they think about fighting games. And it was very different than anything I've ever done because I don't think there's anybody else who has that sort of like psychology background to talk about fighting games in that way.
And again, that kind of started with another raw jump in that Infiltration just ate, and so it's. I want to understand what he's thinking there, what he's hoping for.
Yeah, he was
Focused on what he's doing, that he
a
didn't
philosophy
sense maybe
professor.
what was
Yeah.
happening.
That's the option of the jump. When you can get these intense ground game battles and get your opponent's mind really focused on those options, it opens up those jumps. Exactly as you talked about with the uppercuts. Yeah.
Yeah, no human's going to be able to watch both those things that intently.
And not with the reaction speed that you're hoping to need.
Yeah, another jump in.
Man, this
Takeuchi
walk down
he's
pressure,
knocking on the
Jesus.
door.
No mixer. That's the thing about I think Infiltration is that his movement is confusing enough to throw off situations like that where you think you can mixer.
Still, Takeuchi in big trouble. Whiffs an eagle spike.
Yeah, Seth was the first. Oh, he can get a pretty big juggle here, right? Oh no, no heavy mixer. I think he could have done
Yeah, but
forward medium
just lost
punch.
positioning. It's not the end.
Right, I think here, I don't know if this is max damage, but he could have had a crush and then done forward medium punch. I guess jump into spike's not bad either, but I was thinking forward medium punch into the heavy mixer, or heavy, what is this thing called? Haboob or something, whatever. And then do V-skill cancel into dive kick. That's what I would have probably done.
Didn't get what he was looking for, yeah, but he just lost positioning. It's not the end of the world, I think.
Wow, that tornado goes so far. He jumped back, it's still backflip.
Oh, dashed into it.
Coming out.
Yeah, he was actually in range right there. He's got to spin his trigger here. Well, boom, boom.
Close to stun.
Right before his V trigger. Oh no! Well, he's out of range. Yeah, and he just buffered it again. I think this is the consequence of Infiltration's playstyle, right? In the sense that John was trying to chase. He was already dashing forward to chase Infiltration, right?
But he's still in there and he's gonna steal it back.
He just sort of dashed trying to chase and get in against Infiltration. Infiltration was just buffering standing medium kick because it's the best when you're in V trigger.
He had a big comeback kind of queued up.
Takeuchi's impatient, but it's a result of playing against Infiltration, right? It's not about
It was a lot said.
it's not about what's it called? Him being an impatient player, because if you watch him play against Minot, he plays like very patiently, right? He plays like super slow and kind of methodical and calculated against that character, and then when he gets in, he runs his offense. But yeah, the playstyle with Jury, the movement is really hard for him to deal with, I think.
But it's just been sort of
Like this playstyle, this backdash, forward dash, and then now he just sits still and hits buttons for a few seconds. Like
Moments where Infiltration,
I think it's frustrating for John to deal with for sure.
that's a strong.
And it's not just John, it's been for everybody, right? He did this with Nash for a year and just beat the hell out of everybody. He did this, I mean, not quite the same with Akuma, but you know, he finds play styles that work. You remember his DiCapri in Street Fighter 4, right?
A bit of disrespect there.
oh, back throw into the corner. Infiltration's movement is so hard to catch, right? It's so hard to figure him out.
John Takeuchi looking.
Not the whip punish Infiltration wanted.
I don't even think it's necessarily character unfamiliarity. I just think it's playstyle, right? There's not many people who play a playstyle like this and just goes low, counter hit him.
Takeuchi with the wake up button, and we're one round from another reset here. Grand finals for Infiltration, and he's been here before, right? If he wins this, this is his third EVO in Street Fighter, right?
That's right.
And he's had EVO wins in Cross Tekken as well. So I mean, he's won so many EVO events, and this has got to be Takeuchi's first EVO top 8 in comparison. So
Damn, another reversal uppercut.
it's so incredible for him.
I think it's hard to beta an uppercut from a guy like Infiltration, who is always that was buff. Who's always running, and then when you finally pin him down, it's like you don't want to lose your pressure. Short jab makes the throw whiff, huh? That's cool. Cross Tekken, I think people now remember more fondly than the game was, but it was cool. I think Cross Tekken was a cool game.
But he knows it. He felt it.
Oh, wow, anti-air. And Infiltration
He just goes
with the
staggered low.
He resets the bracket against John Takeuchi, who he's removed the headset, and he's got to sit there and think, I think.
From some quarters, there's sort of resistance to that. People like to stick with their character. You want to find a way to make it work. There's a certain pride in that. Certainly in Japan.
Cross Tekken was an interesting game, right? Like I don't know. It had its pluses and minuses. I thought the 2013 version was pretty fun.
Characters.
Can be so beneficial, right? Especially on a scale like this.
There was some silly stuff in it, that's for sure. The game had a lot of really, really strong degen stuff. Damn, the uppercuts. They always work.
So important.
Good block from John Takeuchi.
He lost his positioning.
Infiltration, not worried about the corner.
Yeah, he's running in. Activate. That's new, right? The sweep activation into plus frames for Rashid.
Jury running to build up those stores and then fighting when she has the space to do so. Oh, missed anti-air.
also don't think there's many characters who could, Jesus, the uppercut percentage. I don't think there's many characters who can shoot a fireball like this, dissipate Rashid's, and then challenge on the roll. Not that many characters who have a projectile that recovers that fast. Or in that scenario that has travel time that allow them to do that.
Wakes up again.
He's willing to risk it. Infiltration, he knows the timing on when Takeuchi wants to approach. Oh, the reversal.
He's been right every time with those wake-ups. Recent history.
Yeah, I liked watching Filipino Man play a lot, but he had a really untraditional style in the sense that, like, a lot of people just weren't prepared for the way he plays. You didn't like watching Rose? Rose is a fun character.
Taking those chances, pressuring with the throws, switch it up. Having his way with them, really.
Also, people always got so mad when they lost to Filipino Man. It was great. Anybody who makes somebody else that mad when they lose to them is a fun player to watch.
He just can't seem to control or contain Infiltration, which so many people have struggled with forever.
Yeah, just a lot of motion, a lot of...
Filipino Man has 2 master ranked Manada accounts. Oh, no uppercut?
But he had the jump back anyway. And look at this. Takeuchi wants pressure with his V trigger, but Infiltration not allowing it.
Oh, no. I don't know what he thought was going to happen there. I guess he thought he had enough frames to do it. Filipino Man's planning on traveling for Street Fighter V this year, actually. Ooh, that could have been... Yeah, chip, chip, chip.
Reversal available for Takeuchi, and that's going to be game 1 of the reset.
Game 1, and the tide has distinctly turned.
The tide has distinctly turned.
Man being put to a test that he has not faced before.
My favorite player was Cien. His Gen is something else. You know, the thing about Cien is that a lot of people talked about how much they liked watching him play, and I find that very surprising. Mostly because I thought Cien... I liked watching him play, but I thought he was boring. You know?
Much less coming from the winner side, having it taken away from you.
Oh, no. Well...
Drop Infiltration, but the first uppercut that we've seen punished in quite some time.
Yeah, and it was an uppercut that, wow, an uppercut that could have been crush countered for bigger damage, and Takeuchi knows that he had kind of a head nod after he did that.
Excellent point.
Punish? That's only a little punish, I guess, but...
Yeah, but the speed that Infiltration plays, it makes it so hard to keep up with.
When you're
Yeah, I guess he had the advantage of being the only Gen player that was traveling on the CPT, right? I like that neutral jump. I wish that's something that John went for a little bit more. God damn, that's like 4 or 5 uppercuts already, right?
What are you gonna do? Not press on your opponent's wake up? Yeah, you have to. So
As
that you can get
Rashid,
opportunities
especially
like
when you're
this.
operating from behind.
Got him.
Okay, finds the shimmy, gets it done. Good stuff. Can he convert it into...
Cien boring, said 18.
On the board.
Pressure Infiltration. Oh, right.
Do you remember what Cien played like in Street Fighter 4? Like, do you remember what Gen looked like? Gen, he walked back and forth. He buffered low strong into hands. And if it hit, he FADC'd into a combo into a like unseeable mix-up. And if it was blocked, he just walked back. That was the playstyle. Then he played Poison, who he just throw a heavy fireball with. And then he played Elena. Those were his characters. It had to be the most boring characters that you could pick, right? Those had to be the most boring characters that you could play. But I thought it was fun to watch because that's the playstyle that I like playing, right? So I don't know. I liked watching it. It's a boring playstyle, but I find that enjoyable. So, you know.
Full guard, right? You're just like, oh, I can't believe another uppercut. And by then, you know something else is happening on the screen.
That's right. Walking back away.
Yeah, I play pretty boring. I won't lie.
Really just forcing towards the corner here. Takeuchi in good position. He's got
Adon was cool. Adon was cool. He looked unique. He's not really that. I don't know. Adon just hits heavy kick over and over, right? So.
Yeah, he's so consistently everywhere, right? You can never expect.
No, Martin, he's right. I play pretty boring. There's the heavy mixer. I wish he had more of that, but I also don't think he's ready. Do I also enjoy watching Sonic Boom? I do, but not as much as I like watching footsies, like slow footsie characters, because those are who I play. I don't usually play like a projectile character like that. Infiltration versus GamerB at EVO 2015 was like a 45-minute match.
Takes the throw. John, bad position. He's got a lot of bar, but it's getting full.
All right.
And that overhead is now landing.
Yes.
That's something that wasn't working previously.
And we talked about playing a few frames behind. That's exactly the position he is. The young man's speed. Not working.
Man, John cannot figure out like anything consistent against Jury at all.
Look at Infiltration to start dashing up a little bit.
it's really one of those scenarios where like, yeah, you never quite know what he's gonna. Jesus, yeah, you never quite know when he's gonna do anything. And yeah, John, I feel like that was an angry uppercut, right?
That's how we're gonna play. If that's what kind of fight it's gonna be, then all right.
Ooh, throw bait. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you can't begin to count.
And then he just EX Eagle spikes right back, right? This is plus.
So it's working.
That's right. He's starting to play a little bit more wild, and that is not his game. He's now playing Infiltration's game, and that is a dangerous look, especially when you're one game down after a
Empty
reset.
jump low again, man.
Shift, right? You can see now suddenly Infiltration is playing. He's making
Empty low again. Oh no. What a block.
Baits
That
it out.
uppercut might be the one that haunts him. Infiltration. He's changed the momentum of his opponent's game plan, right? He's
That's, yeah, that's old Sajam brings up what new Sajam was gonna say, which is that John Takeuchi has been tricked into playing Infiltration's playstyle now, right? There's been a switch from John playing kind of like his style to scrambling to keep up with Infiltration, which is a bad place to be. When you start playing like the way your opponent is playing, you're not utilizing your strengths anymore, right? You're just sort of following them, and they're always one step ahead.
Rolling into a heavier and heavier advantage, forcing John Takeuchi out of his comfort zone and to play his kind of game.
Yeah, and I mean, right there, successful wake up.
All right, I like it.
No bar on defense from Infiltration. Like, he's so comfortable now that Takeuchi is respecting wake up after wake up after wake up. He's afraid.
Oh my god.
He calls him out.
Fear reversal into the EX.
Infiltration willing to take all
Infiltration just hit a button that time. He's like, yeah, I uppercut last time. I'll take the risk. And look at that. There's been a lot of, like, John's, when he made it into this top, made it into this grand finals, a lot of it was off of, like, that whirlwind into roll, but you can't really do it as well against Jury as you can other characters.
Clean mixer. Finds the pressure in the corner.
Overhead. What's clean overhead?
Back on terra firma there. That looked like a classic Rashid.
I don't think there's any big tournaments this weekend, man.
back at you, right? I'm gonna kind of play my game here.
But also, I'm very excited for Final Round. I'll be in Atlanta for Final Round next weekend, so that's why we're watching some Street Fighter. We'll probably watch some Street Fighter next week as well. And I think I'll rewatch last year's Final Round, just just for fun.
Takes the back throw. Positioning is so important for Rashid here towards the
Wow, meaty sweep. I don't think Infiltration even expected that stun.
There it is. It's a very clean round.
Side switch. He's not dead.
The jump in. He's got CA available. Does not spend it just yet. He's getting close to being able to chip with it as well. Now that that activation happened, yeah, he's gonna set up a chip here. He can shoot the whirlwind. Come in behind.
Yeah. Oh, that was good.
Nice call out.
Uh-oh. Yeah, CN won last Final Round. Last year's Final Round. Damn, raw Eagle Spike out of the character, or out of the corner.
Just an Aaron Eagle spike.
That's right. And if that had not gone his way,
Did I do Naps versus JDCR at Strong Style? I don't believe I did.
but in slightly less convincing fashion,
I can't wait for Komodo Michi, actually. That was that game was interesting to me because I feel like it was John kind of settling back into his own pace, and maybe Infiltration playing a little too, like, I don't know, maybe not his style as much. I feel like he just was not right about his timing, and that's kind of how he plays.
This positioning, corner positioning, Infiltration with no bar, wrong anti-air decision. Could have been the heavy mixer. It was both out.
Daigo's Evil Ryu, Momochi Ken, Snake Eyes Geef.
That's a bad combo.
Don't tell me you thought Snake Eyes Geef was fun to watch.
Incredible anti-air for that to work.
Gets caught with the side
Stun? Oh my god, alright.
reactable thing that we talked about that he was so good at handling
He's dead.
before, and now the round is going to slip away.
When is Komodo Michi? It is tomorrow, I believe. Tomorrow for us. It's the 10th in Japan, but that's the 9th.
EVO for Infiltration.
What's it called? The 9th in
I don't think he's
US times.
top of anybody's mind for this tournament quite yet.
Yeah, after his incredible performance.
That's this weekend.
Capcom Cup, it's hard to doubt just how strong this guy is in this tournament.
Oh, he really wanted to throw bait. Infiltration for once in his life was chilling.
Even more, he needs to get some stores. There it is. Throws that lightning fireball. Does
Gets
not
over it.
tag him. Yeah.
Just barely. John Takeuchi.
Infiltration's the best. How do you uppercut this many times and not have it blocked? I don't understand.
Consistently for Infiltration.
That's like it is unblockable.
Life bar, but on your mind.
Oh no. Yeah, that sucks with the viewer whistle with.
He's got to second guess himself.
Yeah, remember when Daigo beat Kitasenju with only one button? That was crazy. He just hit standing medium kick and DJ didn't do anything about it.
All the stores come out, gets the counter.
He's not quite dead.
More solid hit for him. Could take the round here. Throw.
Yeah, he'll kill the back throw.
Yes.
Yeah, nice work.
Takeuchi staying alive.
Yeah, mental fortitude very strong there. Infiltration had a big lead in that round, about 50%.
I think if Infiltration loses this game, he might lose the tournament. That's kind of like the thought process in my mind, because John is picking up steam here for sure.
Ooh, look at him with the beat right there. I mixer again, yeah.
I would have thought for sure he was going to uppercut right there.
Oak looking to see if he can catch the wake up button, doesn't come. Infiltration builds up one store.
Probably not, man, Infiltration getting locked down here.
Ooh, that could have been a sick air to air if he did jump heavy kick. No, that range that he jumps at actually always, I feel like, is hard to heavy mixer at, because you stand up and then, yeah, it's kind of weird about him coming right over your head like that.
He's been so successful with that raw jump out. A little bit out of position.
And he didn't even hit a button after his advantage there. And I'm kind of surprised about it. Almost as surprised as that combination of emoticons there. Thanks very much for the 3 months. Man, that's pretty good. I forgot there's a gun on both sides.
Victory still in sight here for Infiltration.
Activate? He doesn't get a juggle there, right? Wow, he blocked just in case there was uppercut. No, that's a miss. Oh, boy. That jump range is like the death of John, right? He always jumps in right around there, and I don't know, he just didn't get it. I think he tried too much to do he always tried to do the heavy tornado into rolling like all the time. He always wants to do heavy tornado or wind shot and then roll in like this. Like, it's really good with Rashid, but yeah, I think it got a little kind of predictable, you know?